Well, we got another manifestation success story in the HBIC community, and I'm definitely here for it. And I hope you are too. Hello, my fellow flawless, limitless HBICs, fellow manifestors. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? I hope you're all doing amazing. I'm Kimberly, if you're new here, and I love getting what I want, getting it in a timely fashion, and knowing everything there is to know about conscious manifestation. And I would love for you to subscribe and be my new friend and let me know in the comments below that you are here. My gosh, there is nothing that judges me more outside of getting my own stuff than hearing one of you getting your manifestations. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy because this works. Manifestation is real. So if you clicked on this video with any kind of doubt about whether you can manifest, my friend, please stick around because yes, you can. You can change your life. We're going to talk about what she did to manifest, and really it really isn't anything more than what the most recent success story video I put up. This girl was manifesting her specific person. She's been doing it roughly about a year or a year and a half. She's been coaching with me for about 3 months, and oh, just so excited for her. Sorry, it makes me so happy. I could almost get emotional here. It's just the best because her evidence is here. The validation is here. Now, what did she do? She dropped all the pressure of doing techniques. I know we've talked about this, but she stopped making herself feel that if she didn't do A, B, and C, that her life was gonna, go in the toilet or everything was gonna go backwards. And that's just not true. What matters, what is going to guarantee that you will get your manifestation is when you stop interacting with the old reality, when you stop lighting up the old reality, when you stop reacting to what's in your 3D. And again, this doesn't mean you got to push everything down and pretend you don't, you don't feel what you feel. Our feelings and emotions are always valid. However, when we see that old reality as being so permanent, when we feel stuck that it's all we have is to keep experiencing the garbage we're experiencing, we just keep attaching ourselves to it. We keep saying yes to it. And the whole point of manifestation, you hear all the time, right, is being. Being the version of yourself that has the desire, right? You're telling your subconscious, you're convincing the subconscious that you are now this person, that you now think you are in the reality of where you have the desire. As crazy as it sounds, we can feel delusional here, but the idea is breaking out of the habit of agreeing with our old reality without feeding into it, without giving it more attention. It's like breaking up with a boyfriend or girlfriend we're not interested in anymore. It's really separating ourselves from that old reality. You see, because what you really believe about yourself is what you're experiencing. And when we are experiencing the opposite of what we want, it feels so real. It feels like it's permanent. Again, this is why we say on repeat, feelings are valid. But it is our job as manifestors to start new habits that belong to that new version of ourselves. It's really nothing more than a conscious shift in perspective. The way you view reality is telling you who you are. So, what she did was, before she would fall asleep, would think about what her new reality is, what it feels like to be in her new reality, what it feels like. Again, she was manifesting her specific person, what she thinks she would feel like being in that relationship. She allowed herself to get carried away in her imagination. She was in our, I believe it was the Advanced Manifestors group. That's my VIP group. Yes, if you want any type of manifestation encouragement, if you want to be around more like minded people and you would like to do that more than once a week, then I highly encourage you to join my VIP, my Advanced Manifestors group. That's the group where we deep dive manifestation, where we are expanding our awareness, but that group gives you access to the exclusive lives, which is the success story and tips and tricks only group, and the hot seat group. That's the group where you can ask me anything you want. It's like a 10 to 15-minute coaching call with me. But she was in one of those channel memberships, and we were talking about doing a SATS challenge just for shits and giggles, not because we think we have to do that one technique. But it came up. We were having a good time in the membership meeting, and we said, you know what, screw it. Well, let's just do it. Before we fall asleep at night, let's decide we're going to do some SATs. And to any of you that are new to manifestation, SATs is state akin to sleep. It was a technique that Neville Goddard used to manifest. And it's really nothing more that, when you're in that nice, warm, and fuzzy place in your mind right before you fall asleep, you take control of the conscious mind by thinking about your manifestations, thinking about already being the self that has it. So you're thinking about what that reality looks like, what it feels like, what you feel in that new reality, what you think about in that new reality. So she tried this. She tried it. And she was thinking thoughts about what a day in her life would look like as this new version of herself. But she dropped all the other techniques. She thought about her desired reality and what it would feel like to be in that reality before she fell asleep. And she remembered me saying that, you know, before you go to bed at night, tell yourself that you are waking up in your new reality. Now, again, you don't need to say that to yourself in order to manifest, but she remembered me saying that. And she thought about, well, doing the sats and having that mindset that I am waking up into my new reality made perfect sense to her, that that was her way of surrendering the old reality and doing her best, doing what she thought from her logical mind would equal to her that she was willingly stepping into the new self, stepping into the new reality. And anytime you hear me say new self, I'm referring to the version of yourself that has the desire. Because again, what's the whole premise behind manifestation is that you manifest who you believe you are. So when we are not happy with the reality that we are in, the entire idea is for you to stop interacting with a reality you do not like. We stop lighting it up with our beingness. Your beingness is your conscious awareness, it's who you are, your real self. When you ask yourself questions like, what do I think I would feel like knowing I'm the version of myself in this amazing relationship, my most ideal relationship? Your mind is trained to search for answers. So when you ask yourself what if questions, when you ask yourself or say ask formations, it's why people find success with them, because the mind is going to start searching and running all over the place to give you responses. Some of you stop yourself from doing this because you think, I don't know what it would be like. I don't know because I've never had this thing. So how do I know? You're deciding. And you do know. You do know. You might not be aware of it in this moment. But if you allow yourself to just think and get into your imagination, and by the way, when you hear me say get into your imagination, you're utilizing your imagination all the time, all the time. Anytime your contemplating thought. You're in your imagination. So when you hear someone say, you have to imagine, you need to use your imagination, it's not a big task. It's a conscious thought. You are attached to imagination all the time. Just like a lot of things in life, and those things are usually quite simple that bring radical change, but we as humans, we make them more difficult. Manifestation is simple. Our humanness, our logical mind makes it more difficult with our overthinking, our overanalyzing, our worrying, our fearing, our doubting. But it is simple. You want reality to change? You stop giving life to the old reality. You stop agreeing with the old reality. You stop identifying as the person who does not have the desire. You start a new habit of identifying as the self who has what you want. You want to manifest a specific person like she did? You start identifying with being the you that's in the relationship. How do you identify? You ask yourself the questions. What does it feel like to be in my new reality? What am I experiencing in the relationship? And you get to answer that by what you want to experience. That's you designing. Think about it. It's you designing your reality. And it's already perfectly created because creation is finished. Remember, we think of manifestation as just being this woo woo magical stuff. But we've been naturally manifesting this way our entire life. All the experiences you've had until this moment have been manifested moments, manifested experiences. You're just giving direction now by choice, consciously. So imagine what that reality would be like if you were in it right now. And do you realize that the moment you enter into imagination thinking about that new reality, do you understand that in that moment, that is an instant connection to that reality? You are instantly there. Reality around you might not look any different, but it's a new reality. And things are moving around like the chess pieces on a board. They are being rearranged to look the way the desired reality that you chose looks like, to validate what you just imagined. So I challenge you. Why don't you give this a shot like she did? I'm not telling you you need to drop your techniques, but I will tell you if you think those techniques are manifesting, they are not. Your imagination is who you dominantly walk around identifying as is. The reality you really think you're in matters. So we start that new habit of believing that when you go to bed tonight, that you are waking up in your new reality. And you start giving that the meaning. And that's exactly what she did. When she woke up, she absolutely agreed with that she was in her new reality and she had the change of perspective. She gave everything the meaning that she was there. I'm there. I'm there. Which I have shared before that before my relationship fully manifested in this version of it, that is exactly what I was doing. I was talking to myself in inner conversations. I call them hybrid because it was affirming slash me talking to my higher self. And I would say, I'm there. I did it. I'm actually in my new reality. I know what it feels like to be loved, to be chosen, to be cherished. I know what all that means now. I understand what it feels like in here to be all of those things. I'm that now. I'm in my new reality. And I just said that to myself. I am my new self. And everything I experienced, I gave it the meaning that I'm in my new reality. It's exactly what she did. And yeah, now she's a very happy person in the loving, fulfilling, committed relationship that she was manifesting. Another success. So again, this video isn't to try to talk you out of your techniques. If you enjoy doing them, keep doing them. But a little change in perspective, a little change in how you're identifying this reality that you're living in can make all that difference. So, why don't you, before falling asleep tonight, ask yourself those questions? Tell yourself you wake up in the new reality. And then, when you do, when you get up the next morning, don't allow yourself to go back into the old inner chatter. Don't look out in this world and claim that everything is evidence that you're not in the new reality. That's the habit we're breaking. Remember, our mind is the all powerful boss in the reality, the all powerful. So if you claim you are in the old reality, then you're in the old reality. It is that simple. Claim you are exactly where you want to be and that things are always moving for you. How would you feel if you were already there? What would the relationship look like? How would it feel to be in the relationship? How would you be treated by your specific person in the relationship? Do you feel loved? Do you feel wanted? Do you feel desired and cherished by your person? And think about those feelings. Think about that. So you simply enter into imagination and you're there. Remember, it's when we stop arguing that we're in our old stuck realities, when we stop doing that, when we stop putting our awareness, remember, our awareness is everything. When we stop highlighting with our awareness flashlight the reality we want out of, when we stop shining our light that way, and instead we entertain the thoughts of the reality we want to be in. It works. It's cookie cutter classic. And she did want me to mention to you all when she tells you that she had been manifesting for as long as she had been, she is very aware that she really wasn't believing that anything was working in her past. She didn't. She said she spent more time doubting. She spent more time telling herself that she was stuck in an old reality. She didn't think anything was changing. And she really didn't have evidence. She wasn't having movement. She really didn't have BBLs. Nothing was happening for her till she changed her perspective. And now, boom, she's in that relationship with the love of her life. And there's no reason why you can't be doing the same thing. And if you're manifesting something outside of love, maybe you're manifesting money, then we need to stop agreeing with that old reality. So, on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.